Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we are breaking down a massive, fundamental shift in how software actually makes money in 2026. If you want to understand exactly how top tech companies are restructuring their products to maximize revenue and protect their margins, well, you need to see this playbook. We're talking high-value, high-impact strategies today, so let's just jump right in.
74%. According to the absolute latest Postman State of the API report, a staggering 74% of organizations now identify as API first. So what does that actually mean for you? Well, it means software development no longer centers on those isolated, closed-off applications. It is entirely about interoperability. The actual backbone of modern business software isn't the shiny user interface anymore. It's the APIs connecting everything together behind the scenes.
Section 1. The end of seat pricing. Why the old model is collapsing.
Okay, for basically 2 decades, charging per human user was the undisputed engine of SaaS growth, right? But because software is just so interconnected now, that model is fundamentally breaking down. To give you a sense of the sheer urgency here, traditional per-seat pricing has completely plummeted from a 21% market share down to just 15%. And the real kicker? That drop happened in a single 12-month window. Companies are aggressively abandoning the whole idea that you should pay simply because another human being logged into a system.
Now you might be wondering what this looks like in practice. The old way was all about buying massive, monolithic suite solutions. It was honestly like paying for this giant all-you-can-eat buffet when you really genuinely only wanted a small salad. You inevitably ended up with shelfware, those super expensive licenses you pay for but literally nobody in the company actually uses. But the new way, it's completely different. It's all about flexible API-first ecosystems, deep interoperability, micro SaaS, and paying only for your actual consumption.
Section 2. APIs as building blocks, the foundation of 2026 SaaS.
In a world where businesses just have to move fast, they rely on APIs as this sort of invisible glue. It connects specialized tools so they can instantly talk to analytics platforms like Power BI or Tableau. Buyers just don't want those rigid, expensive suites anymore. Scott Brinker, the founder of Chief Martech, summed this up perfectly. He said, "Suite solutions really need to give way to platform ecosystems. Buyers today demand a core platform, a real center of gravity, where they can easily swap in specialized modular products for their very specific use cases."
Section 3. The AI cost reality. Why fixed pricing is killing margins.
So artificial intelligence is now the foundation of software, which is great, but it introduces some seriously heavy variable compute costs. Because of this, there's a massive financial disconnect happening right now in the market. Recently, average software subscription costs rose by 11.4% as vendors desperately try to cover their new AI compute costs. But get this, corporate IT budget growth is sitting at a mere 2.8%. CFOs are tightening their belts, they're auditing seat utilization, and they are totally revolting against paying for features they aren't using. Vendors are raising prices, but buyers simply do not have the budget for that flat-rate bloat.
Jacob Jackson over at Bessemer Venture Partners really hit the nail on the head here. He noted, when you receive $10 from the customer, you can't just spend 10 cents on AWS. GPUs are expensive, and they have a real footprint in electricity. Think about it. If you offer a customer unlimited AI on a flat $10 plan, but that customer uses massive amounts of compute, your margins are going to be absolutely crushed. You can no longer decouple what you charge from what it literally costs you to deliver the service. Section 4. The hybrid pricing playbook, maximizing API monetization.
Fortunately, there's a highly effective, data-backed solution to protect your margins. Hybrid pricing market share has absolutely exploded lately. We're talking a leap from 27% to 41% in just a single year. And why is that? Because the companies adopting this model are seeing a 21% median revenue growth rate. They are systematically outperforming companies that are stuck on pure subscriptions or even pure pay-as-you-go models.
Let's make sure we clearly define what this is. Hybrid pricing essentially separates access from consumption. So you charge a fixed, recurring platform fee, which is great because it gives your finance team that baseline revenue predictability they crave. But you combine that with metered usage overages for things like API calls or AI tokens. This captures the true expansion upside as your customers grow. It keeps the CFOs happy with predictable floors, all while perfectly aligning your revenue with the actual value the customer is extracting.
Setting this up is actually pretty straightforward. Step 1. Set your base fee to cover core platform access, basic seats, and your integrations. Step 2. Bundle a usage allowance right into that base fee, say 10,000 API calls or 50,000 AI tokens a month. Step 3. Meter absolutely everything and charge for overages once they blow past that allowance. The golden rule from top pricing experts is super simple. Bundle baseline AI, but monetize heavy AI.
Section 5. Billing infrastructure matters. The tech required to scale.
Now, setting the strategy on a whiteboard is only half the battle, right? Because legacy billing systems built for static seat licenses will completely break under these consumption models. You have to upgrade your billing stack. Things like real-time event ingestion and dynamic credit wallets, they aren't optional anymore, they are mandatory. You need an API-first billing ledger that can accurately meter thousands of API calls, track AI tokens, and monitor compute cycles in real time without causing an engineering bottleneck. Accuracy here isn't just a luxury, it is the entire foundation of your revenue.
And when you implement this correctly, it fundamentally changes how you measure success. Honestly, forget the vanity dashboards. In an API-first, usage-driven world, the data tells us there are really only 3 metrics that actually predict if your business will survive and thrive: net revenue retention, your CAC payback period, and your gross margin. If your hybrid pricing model is actually working, your NRR will expand organically as customers use more APIs, and your gross margin will remain fiercely protected against those variable AI costs.
I want to leave you with one final, kind of provocative thought to ponder today. Take a hard look at your current setup and ask yourself, is your pricing model actually subsidizing your competitors? Because if you're still relying on outdated flat-rate pricing while delivering resource-heavy API and AI value, you're just eating your own margins. You are literally funding the very rivals who have adapted to hybrid billing and are using their protected cash flow to out-innovate you. It is absolutely time to revamp your billing stack, embrace the hybrid playbook, and capture the true value of your infrastructure. Thank you so much for learning with me today, and I'll see you in the next explainer.